you have to be able to live your life as if we're not together, even though we are, because the money got to be made. And you never know what kind of opportunity you're going to be presented by just being yourself and, you know, having to do something outside of our routine.
Right.
Like, I could never get mad at you for missing certain things because, you know, other things might come first.
This is the best I ever felt in my life. The best I ever felt in my life. I couldn't even really imagine this too much. Definitely not by myself. But doing this with you is real special because it means something, man. It's real. It ain't faking. Like, I feel good turning off the camera, turning on the camera. It's still me. It's still you. And I think that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't deny it. I'ma need a rider. Show you what it is. Tell me what it's gonna be.
Nah, you out.
I get a little carried away.
I know. I like when you do it though.
Why you touching my stuff?
Cause it wasn't supposed to be that color, I don't think.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Living Your Truth, y'all. My name is Walisha. And right here I got my special black man,
Mike Marcus. Oh, you felt the mustache? That was alright. That was kind of unexpected. I'm not gonna lie to you. But listen, guys, just want to welcome you guys again to the Living Your Truth show. Can't believe we're on episode 19 because when we first started this out, this was just all a dream. I used to read Word Up. Now you out. But it used to be all the, you know, we used to just think about it, talk about it, and for us, they actually put up the cameras. And so we're on episode 19. Man, it's amazing. And we're keeping it going. We really appreciate you guys, you know, constant support, the questions, the topics, the comments. Listen, we love the engagement. And we love that everybody seems like we're like on the same page a lot. Sometimes we have our differences, which is good, but it's great.
The controversy is needed.
It's needed though. It's needed because that's how we're going to find a solution, right? So just wanted to throw you flowers while you guys are here because that's what matters, you know. But we're going to jump right into it. Question 1.
Número uno.
See. Explain how growing up in different places affect the way you are personally.
Okay, so seeing this, hearing this, I automatically think of how some people were raised on love, how some people were raised on survival. Growing up in different places definitely affect us in different ways because of environment, you know, what our parents are teaching us or showing us, what we're around. We take a little bit from everything that we're connected to from the time we're kids up until adulthood. I think about the people who were raised on survival. They have a hard time understanding or connecting with people who were raised on love because they have a very instinctive way of going about things. It's hard for them to find comfort in just accepting a situation, a relationship, a friendship, because they're kind of always on go. Mm-hmm. Versus the people who are, you know, super loving. It's like they don't have that instinctive side to them and they're just more open and susceptible to heartache, you know, people doing them wrong because they're not looking at things the way that they should at times because they're just so like, just love me, you know? Right.
Yeah.
So.
But my thing is this though, when it comes down to environment, because, right, explain how growing up in different places affect the way you are personally. I mean, I'm really big on.
Why do you always repeat the question?
I have to because that's just for me.
I'm sick of it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sick of it.
Listen,
you can read it in your head.
No, but I have to do this just so.
Read it in your head.
You want me to read it in my head?
Yes. First, you read the question like the people don't hear it the first time.
Sometimes you got to repeat it so people can keep up. You know, because you were speaking, I want to make sure I'm on the right track, right?
Read it in your head. So you heard what you said? I'm on the right track. Read it in your head.
So when it comes down to environment, I'm really big on that people shape the environment. I'm really big on that. So like I use myself as an example. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in the High Bridge area, 1520, right? South Bronx. What I'm just saying is, when it came down to the environment was the environment, right? Of course, you got different people, right? All walks of life. Kids getting beat up, jumped, whatever, right? You hear shootings sometimes, whatever the case is. A lot of crazy things going on. But my thing is, in between that, all the chaos that was around, you still have some good people, right? And those people that you connect yourself with, right? Or they decide to connect themselves with you, I think is what shapes you and keep you in that loving, let's just say, spirit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like people use environment as an excuse at times, but it does play a part. It plays a part, but you don't have to adapt to it.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Because it's good people that's in the hood too. Like for sure. Like
Right.
that's what I know is good people there. So what I'm just saying is, of course, to everybody else that never came from there, whatever, they're like, oh, these people's terrible. That's totally false. Everybody's not terrible. Most people aren't terrible. They just lack resources. That's really what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So they do what they have to do to survive. But
Right.
does that make them a bad person? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Traumas, experiences, like she was already mentioning, that plays a big part. But what I'm just saying is, I believe the people who you decide to connect with in that hood or neighborhood, whatever you live at, is what really matters.
Absolutely.
And it can really help you and benefit you in the future.
I think it's important to actually go different places. I use one of my best friends as an example, Nicole. Nicole has been almost everywhere. And like me, like you, we've gone different places. We're able to adapt to wherever we go. It kind of helps us within our character.
Yeah.
Because we can go anywhere. We can be around anybody. And it affects us in different ways, whether positive or negative. We take something from everywhere that we go.
Right.
And we're able to relate to more people.
Yeah.
So
That's very true. No, it matters. It matters. So I'm not going to ignore it. I always got to speak. It's always two sides to a coin. So I just always got to vouch for like, hey, look, let's not make this excuse because you grew up here, be a terrible person. We're not going to do that. You know what I mean? That's just a cop out. We got to stop that. Because I can show you people that came from the same place and they're really good people. Or if they wasn't as good, they got better over time because they realized this isn't good. This isn't who they want to be.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? So don't yawn. Don't ever yawn while I'm speaking like that again. That was crazy.
First of all, it's late. You got me working around the clock.
I don't care how late it is.
I need to sleep.
I don't care how late
but
it
I'm
is.
working.
Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you why I don't care how late it is. Because the moment this is over, we go lay down and we start cuddling. You want to be up and you want to be whispering sweet nothings in my ear.
I like to talk.
That's
you
what we
like
doing.
to listen.
I do. But I also like to hear you talk. You're not going to yawn while I'm speaking. And while you speaking, I can't yawn.
What if Brandon would have took the camera off me? Now you just highlighted what I did.
Nah, he wasn't. He probably was going to actually zoom up, to be honest with you.
He better not.
But let's move on to the second question. Explain how to love and appreciate yourself. What does that look like? For somebody that want to know that, what does that look like?
Self-care.
Okay, what does that look like?
Just caring for yourself. If you like to do your hair, always do your hair.
What happens if they bald? Michael Jordan, what's his self-care looks like?
He can wash his face.
He can. I'm just asking.
He can wash his head too.
He can. He can. Wait, do bald people wash their head? Like their head?
They should. I don't know. I'm
I'm just asking because I never thought of that.
They wash their head, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, it's a part of their body.
What would be the sense though?
Because they sweat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
This is so off topic
No,
right now.
I know. I just randomly thought, I never,
They wash their head.
Yeah, they do, I'm sure.
They sweat. It still got a little something up there.
Yeah, a little follicle. Listen, shout out to all the boys out there, man. I got nothing but respect for you guys.
How to love and appreciate yourself.
Yes.
I always stress some point in your life, spend some time by yourself. I always stress that because whenever you're not by yourself, you can lose who you are. if you don't know yourself.
How long do you recommend somebody to be by themselves though? As self-care? To be by yourself? That's what you came up with? Why though? Like I'm trying to
Because when you're not, like I said, when you're not by yourself, you do things that other people do without even knowing or realizing if it's something that you like to do. It's just, you just adapt to whatever is happening. And I stress spending time by yourself because I spent a lot of time by myself. And I think that what that has done for me was helped me to perfect my character in such a way that I can't be influenced by anything that doesn't align with me. I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I dislike. I have boundaries. I'm so sure of who I am that I can confidently go outside in the world and make things happen for myself, make things happen for my family, connect the things that I know will push me to the next level, whatever that looks like, because I did the inner work. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I don't have any issues with my character at this point in my life because I've done the inner work. I've read the books. I've did the exercises. I've dealt with all different kinds of people, friendships, relationships, whatever. So I've continued to do a lot of the same things in order to get the same results. And I feel pretty good about who I am today. So for somebody to say, I love you, or I love myself, or I appreciate you, which is them saying they appreciate themselves, because in order to love and appreciate something, you have to love and appreciate yourself first, because you can't give what you don't have.
That's true.
So you have to just do the work. Whatever, let's say your people say about you, if 4 people or 5 people tell you the same things about yourself, then that must be true. It could be positive or negative. It is something that you should enhance, or it's something that you should take away, because ultimately people are not going to say the same things about you if it's not true.
No, it's true. So I mean, yes. So I mean, for me, the self-care part, you know,
And self-care is not just like, hair or whatever. It can be that, but when
yeah.
I say self-care, I mean learn you, like learn
I think
yourself.
hobbies matter a lot.
Absolutely.
Like that's a real big part of self-care.
Absolutely.
Because I think people, as we get older or become adults, we lose sight of like having fun. We lose
100%.
sight of just enjoying, like, let me just go for a walk. As a kid, you was just happy to be outside, like, oh, I'm outside. Like, I just think people lost sight of that as they get older. Your imagination kind of leaves you too. Like, you can't even
100%.
imagine a better life no more because you got to pay bills or whatever. You know what I mean?
You-
Or you got to work 2 jobs or whatever.
You're so
whatever your
heavily
situation is.
involved with the outside world
Yeah.
that you neglect the things that you're supposed to do, because everything is so routine.
Right.
You get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, you get dressed, you go to work, you go to school, blah, 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 blah. It's like, when do you take 2 months or 5 months or a year to really sit with yourself and say, this is who I am. This is what I don't want for myself. This is what I want. This is how I set boundaries. This is how I want the world to see me.
Yeah.
People cannot treat you better than you treat yourself.
That's
How
true.
you treat yourself, how you show up, is how people are going to address you. It's how they're going to speak to you. It's how they're going to look at you. They're going to look at you and say, yeah, this look at how this person, or they say, wow, like, look at her, or look at him. Wow. They address you a certain way based on what you show them.
Yeah.
We are the first teachers of how we want the outside world to deal with us.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to treat us better than we treat ourselves. Why should they? We don't even know that we should be treating ourselves better. They're going to do exactly what they see, because we are the first example.
That's true. That's true. So, just want to let you guys know, start caring about yourselves, hobbies,
Spend
the way you
time
look.
by yourself.
All these things matter. Spend time by yourself because you matter. You've been mattered, and you got to start the key into that. It really matters.
I'll let you take the third one.
You let me take the third one. I read all 3 of them.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't. What are the steps to take towards healing from a heartbreak?
What's those? Okay.
I can go first if you want me to.
Nah. I mean, let me not say it's easy. A heartbreak is just detachment. It's detaching from something. So if you have a hard time detaching from something, which is a person that you spent a long period of time with, you know, it's, I mean, anything that you've been around for so long, it's hard to detach from, right? I know we say heartaches, right? Because we love the person and maybe the experience, but most of the time, to be honest with you, what you do miss more than anything is just the comfort of that person, being around, talking to them. It's a routine.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how long it's been going on, but
Anything.
any length of time is actually long. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been consistent. So
For me, I delete everything that has to do with them. Like, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't got no exes, but hypothetically speaking, I would just delete everything.
yeah,
Cause there ain't no footage or nothing.
yeah, you have to.
If anybody say that I'm their ex, they lying. Where's the footage? Cause I don't have that.
Not the tilt.
So for me, I just delete everything. Whatever I don't see it. So detachment is the first thing. You can't reread messages. You can't look at pictures. You have to say to yourself, this is over. I can't hold on to this. Life goes on. Let me not see things, because when you see certain things, you start to reminisce. You're thinking about whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, absolutely. For me, I delete everything. I don't talk to that person. I get rid of all contact information, whatever, and just move on with my life. And it's a very hard thing to do. I've developed a lot of these strengths living with my dad. My dad is a very, very stern guy. I've watched him do a lot of things. I know how he makes decisions, and I've adapted that being raised by him. So for me, you know, I just put on my big girl pants, and I'm just like, you know what? This is it. This is not going to work. Life goes on. I have other things to do. There's always something to do.
No, that's true. You know, it's a key thing too. I think is you gotta move on, not only for yourself but for them.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times people wouldn't let you move on.
Yes, you have to be strong. You have to
Yeah.
be stronger than them, because both of you guys would just be like, okay, we just,
Miss you.
I mean,
Whatever.
and then fall right back
fall right
in.
back in.
Somebody has to be strong.
Somebody
And
has
say,
to
no, this is it. We're not going to continue to fool ourselves.
Right.
Let's just move on.
Right.
I don't hate you. You were an experience. You were a person that I probably needed to come across, but
Right.
this is the end.
Yeah. You gotta close the door though.
Absolutely.
Seriously. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. People keep doors open and they realize, like, man, why is it that my life hasn't really changed? Or
Yeah.
why is it that they feel like they can't get to that next level in their life? And it's just because they don't close doors.
100%.
When you close doors, other doors open. And that's
Absolutely.
what happens. So when people's like, oh, you know, I'm going through a tough time, heartbreak, it's probably because they're looking at old pictures.
Yes.
It's probably because they saw an old picture that was in a drawer or something like that. They probably went through the drawer, saw the boxes there, or saw the panties there. You understand what I'm saying?
You was keeping panties in a drawer?
Nah, I was just saying, like, that's what some people be going through.
How you know?
Cause sometimes I be just knowing. I be reading, you know, reading like articles and stuff.
Where that article at? Find that for me. I need to see that. Yeah,
You
show
wanna
me.
make money, right?
Show me that article. I need to see who keeping the panties in the drawer.
Yo, listen, you know this be real life. Don't do that to me. You always do this to me.
Okay.
But my whole thing is we gotta close them doors.
I'm
and
going
keep the
through your
panties
drawers
out and
tonight.
Boxes up, huh?
I'm going through your drawer tonight. I find something that ain't mine, I'm gonna bust you up.
I don't got nothing like that.
I'm just playing, y'all. I'm not gonna bust him up. I love him. I love him
Damn,
too
them
much.
hands feel good. Don't put me to sleep on camera. but yeah, you know, we just gotta learn how to close doors, because that's only why things isn't moving in the direction that you want it to.
Absolutely.
And the quicker you get, the thing is, the quicker you close a door, believe it or not, you start to heal up, because you know you still got to go about your life, right? You still gonna be working.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I would not advise to lock yourself in a room and sit there and super ponder. I would not advise that.
You gotta go. You gotta move on.
You gotta go about your life still.
You gotta move on.
I think that's the major key. You still have to continue to go about your life.
Yeah.
Because the moment you shut down like that, that's when the pondering really, that's when you're like, nah, I'm just going to text her. Nah, I'm just going to text them. And I'm telling you, it kills you. It's just you killing you. It ain't nothing else. Because you thinking too much about it. And idle time is the worst sometimes. Seriously. That's when you find yourself super distracted or doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. Idle time.
Absolutely.
So you got to go about your life the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Today, we actually got a bonus question.
Hello?
What is the reason behind living your truth? I did not know that that was the question.
Well, you know now.
Wow, I did not know that was the question. Alicia, you serious? All right, guys.
You said it. You said episode
I
19.
know. I thought it was like gonna be in a. All right, it's all good. All right, so the
We don't
reason.
gotta put it in here if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Cause I told what's his name again?
Yes, Chris.
Chris, that's his name. Chris, this for you, man. Cause it slipped ahead. Alicia sometimes does this, but the reason we started Living Your Truth show, it actually it stemmed from myself. I was a lot like most guys, and when I say that, I just, I was living a life where, you're with somebody and things are good. It was nothing wrong with what I had going on. But I think the deeper part for me that I realized, and I realized it with Leisha, was that it wasn't the best for me. It wasn't the best I could have done. And it's not a shade to the person I was with. It was just, I wasn't really living in my truth. I was doing things I wasn't supposed to necessarily be doing, or I was not being able to be myself, fully. And that alone is already an issue because in relationships, you should be able to be who you are authentically and not have to apologize about it. And I caught myself a lot of times, like kind of apologizing sometimes because it wasn't maybe I got criticized at the moment about something I was doing or the way, yeah, just something I was just doing at the time frame. And I'm not saying I can't take constructive criticism or anything like that, but it's a feeling that I didn't have until necessarily now. So the Living Your Truth show really came about when I had met Leisha because Leisha was steady telling me, a guy like you don't have to live the way that you've been living. And just simply what she was just saying was,
Not
you
to be
know,
restricted.
yeah, it's like I'm dipping around the corner. I'm like, yo, hold on, fellas. Don't talk about that right now. Cause I don't want to upset the person. Or, you're like, oh man, yo, I gotta get up out of here. It's something important that I'm at. It's like a place that I'm at. And it is important to be there, but guess what? I can't be there that long because guess what? I gotta make sure my girl's good. She feels like everything is copacetic. So I can't be out too late. Just the norms, the social norms that all of us think is normal, right?
Your woman
It
telling
is
you what to
normal.
do and, kind of forcing you into thinking that the way you are is a bad thing because of the way other people see you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, because we're together, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. You shouldn't be doing that anymore. And it's like, anybody that knows you understands that you're a success story. Like, you can't be restricted because you got to move and shake. You got to move and shake for you. And you damn sure got to move and shake for me. So I don't believe in controlling you because you got to be who you are,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like. You have to be able to live your life as if we're not together, even though we are, because the money got to be made. And you never know what kind of opportunity you're going to be presented by just being yourself and, having to do something outside of our routine.
Right.
Like, I could never get mad at you for missing certain things because, other things might come first.
But that's my thing. It in past relationships, it was tough for me because you know, who I am. So I care about these people that I'm with or who I was with. It's not like I'm just, I as no matter the accolades, success, it doesn't even matter about that, right? We're people before anything, and we got feelings. I care, and I never want that to be misconstrued. You know what I mean? I always want it to be something that you
And you can't
understand.
let it hold you back either.
I know. So that's where the conflict comes in because I'm playing by rules that I'm like, yo, this isn't even important. You just wanted me home. Why am I playing like this? For what? I should have been doing this because now I start to resent. I start to be upset. So now when a random attitude may come up, when I'm like, yo, this ain't important. it comes off like, oh, you don't really love me. You don't want to be around me. And that's totally false. It's just that I personally feel, yo, this is way more important right now. What I'm trying to do is not only for me, it's for it's for you. It's for anybody that's involved with me, family, friends, and even people that don't even know me yet. That's the type of impact that I'm going for. And I gotta realize that everybody damn sure is not for me. It's just what it is. The
But I
typical
am.
girl, absolutely. But I had to, we had to reconnect to even get to this level. If I'd have never met you, I'm gonna be honest, I would have still been like, that would have been real. I would have stood because I didn't know. I just didn't know. And most guys don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying every guy's like me necessarily, but what I'm just saying is most guys don't even know. That's the whole point of the show. Most guys don't understand.
That they can live the way they want to live.
Right. And when they live the way they want to live, they're going to get what they want to get out of this life.
Absolutely.
It's going to change everything, their family dynamic, the kids, everything, their lives. It makes them feel more confident it's just a lot. It does. It even makes the woman feel good. Like, wow, that's my man. A lot of men don't understand that philosophy. Like when you become that guy that's confident, you're going after your dreams, you know what I mean? You're focused, you're disciplined, you're working out, everything. You just care about your life that much.
Absolutely.
Women see that. It's a
Absolutely.
guarantee they can't miss it.
Absolutely.
Because there's not a lot of men that's that focused. That's like, nah, I'm good. I'm out here. I got to go do this.
That's right.
It's not a lot of men
Stand your
like
ground.
that.
Stand your ground, 100%.
Because guess what? The woman, let's just be real. She's going to complain anyway. Yo, if you was home, she gonna complain. It's no offense, but it is what it is. If you was home too much, she gonna complain. If you was out too much, she gonna complain. Even if you was in the middle, she gonna say something. So what I'm just saying
What
is,
y'all want, ladies? A busy man or a broke one?
that's a whole nother story. But some women, and this is where self-esteem issues come in. Some women, yeah, they'd rather that broke man because they know where he at.
Yeah.
And that's what matters to them. That's what they think matters to them. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the show is about, though. It's to enlighten the man and woman.
Absolutely.
On who you are, what's the role, and the roles can vary too. It's not about it being one way, but that's the society norms. That's what that's what I'm tired of. That's what you're tired of. Is the society norms. Because who the hell told us sleeping on the couch was good, fellas?
Let's not go back to that.
I have to go to that. No. I have to go to that. Who told us that the couch was good? Like, yo, go sleep on the couch. Like,
who told us that we have to live the way the person that we're with wants us to live versus how we choose to live with that person?
Right.
Before this show, we've been through some stuff. I mean, we went through some stuff together, and I understand how emotional, the transition of, the beginning of our relationship was. And it wasn't just emotional for you, but for me, because I didn't expect this. Like, I didn't want a relationship. Like, I was cool,
I remember.
But we had to do this. And we had to do it with each other.
No, it was a must. And matter of fact, I have to go into that now that you bring that up. So the whole transition was really this, and this is where it was tough. So I was with my ex-girlfriend, and when me and Alicia connected, it literally, like, I knew at that point in time I couldn't just leave the woman alone. And I know most guys, they'd be like, man, play both sides, have them all, right? I never been that guy, to be real with you. It never really felt good. I'm talking about from young. I never really felt good. Like, yo, let me have 5 girls at the same time. That was never wavy to me. I'm going to tell you why it wasn't wavy to me. It wasn't wavy to me because we lying to all of them. That's never cool to me. That's not me. It never been me. It never made me feel good lying to somebody's face and then going to lay with another girl and lying to her about where I was at. It's too much thought. It's too much. Like, I feel kind of corny, to be real with you. You know what I mean? So for me to have you around, like, when we reconnected and everything, I mean, I told you everything, of course. And to me, it was a breath of fresh air because I was like, yo, wow. She accepts me for me. And, I accept you for you. I didn't have to, throw any sugar in there to make you like me, nothing. It was exactly what it was, right? whole situation. And what I'm saying is, it did a lot for me to even be able to do that. That was the first 8.5. That wasn't 3 months later, 6 months later. It wasn't gradual as I started giving you more. No, I told you everything right then and there.
Right.
And what I'm just saying is where it really got tough is because I loved my ex. Like, wasn't a made up thing. And it was a lot of attachment to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was. And it wasn't the worst relationship or nothing.
Right.
But one thing you highlighted for me, and it was just through conversation, it wasn't on purpose. It just was through conversation where I was like, man, I can't leave you alone. I know you were saying you didn't want no relationship. I wasn't looking to have no relationship neither. So what I'm just saying is, in my mind, though, I can't leave you alone, though. Could I really be friends with you? That would be a facade. As cool as you are, of course, we could be great friends, but nah, man. I needed a woman like you. I needed it, for real. This is the best I ever felt in my life. The best I ever felt in my life. I couldn't even really imagine this too much. Definitely not by myself. But doing this with you is real special because it means something, man. It's real. It ain't faking. Like, I feel good turning off the camera, turning on the camera. It's still me. It's still you. And I think that's the best feeling in the world. The best feeling in the world. That's why I tell people, y'all got the best relationship in the world. I tell anybody that. Better than Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, A$AP Rocky. It don't even matter who you name, how much money they got. It don't matter to me because it's a real thing. We really live in our truth, whatever that looks like. And people will see that and feel that. And that's why this show really means something to me a lot. It means, and I call it a passion project because it's like, yo, it stemmed from a real reality, like my real reality where I was really torn because the old me was like, no, this is comfortable. This is who you love. How could you do them like that? How could you pivot like that? To society, it's like, whoa, man, you just gonna leave your family, right? It's a lot to go against. But at the end of the day, you know what that I realized? What's more important? Whose opinion matters more? Is it my opinion of myself or is it the world? Is it my family, my friends, what they think is right? Or is it me? Because guess what? There's no written rule on life.
That's right.
It's no black and white. You live this life the way you see fit for you.
Yeah.
That can move the needle. And guess what? Most people will not agree with you. But that's okay. Because the right people will remain.
That's right.
That's what matters. So what we're doing here, man, it's the best situation I could ever ask for.
I love you.
I've been loving you.
You made me cry on camera.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. It's
This
okay.
question, I mean, this was a bonus, but I know it was necessary. You know what I mean? And just want to let you guys know, it was necessary, and I can say this, on camera because it was a reality, my reality. And I share it with you guys because anybody that's not living in their truth and whatever your truth looks like, if it's just maybe lying to multiple girls, if it's lying to multiple men, let's stop this because you're wasting people's time, and believe it or not, that's why people are getting killed and all types of stuff, to be honest. People vandalizing people's cars, that happens because people are lying. It's not, most of the time, I promise you, it's not from people telling the truth. People feel deceived. Like, it hurts because you're stringing them along and it just gets worse and worse. I've seen it happen. I know people that's doing this type of things. And what I'm saying is, if you are doing it, you have a time and a place where you can literally just cut it off and say, yo, look, this is it. I'm tired of doing this. I don't want to live like this. And trust me, you'll feel a lot better. This is the best I ever felt in my life. And I've been happy my whole life. Personally feel that way. I'm grateful for that. I've been happy my whole life. You can look at pictures of me my whole life. I'm cheesing. I'm showing all my fronts. So what I'm saying is this smile didn't just start yesterday or nothing or last week or a year ago. I've been smiling, been grateful for it. I want more people to feel like that, the way I have been blessed to feel. And I think it's just by simply being myself And I'm getting even, it's crazy because I'm living even more of my truth than I ever did technically by even saying something like this even on camera. Because at the end of the day, you guys don't know me that on a personal level, but I'm more than happy to express this to you guys because it matters. I know if it did something for me on a personal note, it will do something for you. And I want to be a big advocate for that. Me and Alicia's a big advocate for that. And we're here to really help. So we really appreciate you guys' support, you know, and please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and whatever you do, make sure nobody ruin your day. I'm gonna leave you on that note.